people. Everyone,
That's
but that's not funny.
You know
What's
a good mental illness to watch videos about is I don't even know if this qualifies as mental illness. It's gang stalking. Those people who believe that all those cars and they'll believe like, oh, there are dozens of federal agents, or not even always federal agents, just sometimes they'll think like random people in their community are
people
just tracking
in red
them.
shirts or
if they drive a red car, if they have like a license plate that starts with S, if they walk up with their phone to people in supermarkets like picking out bananas and they're like, I see you, I know where you are, and this guy's like, you can have the bananas.
I like it when they come up to the mailman. You're here every day, same time, taking a picture. This is my phone. You think I don't notice?
I'm your mailman. How do you know my name and address? It's on my spreadsheet. My friend Filthy helped me set it up.
Yeah, we've talked about the gang stalkers before. They're outrageous. Mm-hmm. That's a mental illness that's funny. That's a real knee slapper. I like that one.
Some of them are clearly fake, the videos where it's someone trying to meme about like, I'm a gang stalker, but the real ones you can tell. Like the stressed breathing, the like erratic behavior, like there's something up with these people. There's no way that it's like outside of gang stalking he's an A+ accountant, no. Like there's definitely there's comorbidities with this, like there's something causing them to have some weird
paranoia. For sure,
maybe schizophrenia or something like that.
But going back to the hoarders, I've got zero pity for them. Like I don't give a fuck what's made them start hoarding. Like I don't know, I don't care what mental illness or who. Oh, that was Mama's chair, she died, so now we just never clean it. It's like, well, the rats have been shitting in it for 18 years. It's over. Yeah. Like,
and they never move past their own excuses. Like one woman was like, it got really out of hand after my father died. And it's like, and that was 20 years ago. And right now you're 79.
Yeah. How'd your dad die?
Yeah.
Nom.
Yeah, like you should have had a better handle on this. Like you were an older person when your dad died, and then you decided to amp up the hoarding to like. The animal hoarders are objectively the worst because it's not just, ruining Atari games and stuff like that. It's like, no, you're torturing animals and none of them see it that way. They're like, oh, I'll have nothing without my squirrel nests and dead rabbits. It's like,
man, there's a wild possum in your kitchen. That's Freddy.
This really nice man with animal control pulled up to the house to like try and help. And this guy with all the rabbits was like, you think this is the time you're finally going to get me? It's like being like accosting him about it.
He had an ongoing dispute with the animal control guy.
He hated. He was like looking out his trailer window. Here they come, these fuckers! And it's like, hey, we got a call that you're torturing animals in all the name. Get the fuck out of here.
What do we have here? It's the squirrel Gestapo.
Dude, this one lady, she had a goat, and this goat was limping so hard, like it couldn't walk right at all. And then the psychiatrist is like, and when did what's it, Tina? When did Tina's legs start to really bother her? Well, about 2 years ago. It's like 2 years ago. So for like a quarter of that goat's life, he's been hobbling around in other animals' shit. They're just bad people doing that to animals.
They're bad people. I have no respect for animal abusers or people who treat animals bad at all. That's one of my pet peeves, I suppose you could say. I felt really, I always mention it when I talk about that court experience I had when I was 22, but like I felt so scummy being in the same court proceeding as the animal abusers. Like right before me is like, so we understand you've been torturing your dogs again. It's just like, fuck, I'm after this guy, the dog torturer.
That's a good thing,
we don't have to take them away, Mike. No, not my dogs. Yep. Which one of them told you I'm gonna whoop it so bad? Like, so mean and cruel.
I would imagine that would be good for you, though, right? You go up after the guy who tortures animals to death. Suddenly, you're looking like a Sunday church boy. Like you don't want to go behind the serial loiterer.
No, I guess that's a good point. That's a good point. I suppose that may or may not have been helpful, but it didn't go against me. I don't know. But yeah, I think animal hoarders and hoarders in general are just awful people, and they should just rip that off like a Band-Aid. There's no need to. Whenever everyone who's watching it,
that worked. Imagine if all like mental
health. I don't care if it works.
Just, like,
I'm watching TV.
Like a bandage, it works.
See, there is a fundamental.
If I'm recommending treatment for a hoarder, maybe that's not my
see.
recommendation.
But if you're
If I'm
recommending
watching
like,
television
I
about
gotcha.
hoarders, I want Mr. Clean to come in. I want
Yeah.
what's the big muscled up black
Extreme
guy? Terry
cleanership.
Crews. I want Terry Crews to be like to have a new show called Mr. Clean, and he just goes in there and just beats the shit out of him and forcibly like pressure washes the interior of their home with a fire hose. I'd love
Should
that.
be like, why is this episode 90 seconds long? And it opens to Terry Crews with lighter fluid just spraying all over everything.
This one, there's no hope for.
Let's go at it.
Tune in at 8 p.m. for Hoarders and 9 for our new series, The Arsonist. Welcome to the show. I'm your host, The Arsonist, and we're going to go burn down the Hoarders.
Steve-O would be perfect for that show. I'm Steve-O. Welcome to the Arsonist.
I'm Steve-O, and this is Class 2 Felony.
See, Steve-O did a triathlon recently.
I saw him
I
taping
did
himself
see
to
that.
a billboard the other day.
He celebrated
did not
10
know
years
that.
sober by doing a triathlon. So,
Good for him. Everybody loves Steve-O.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so
I like
likable.
He is. He's been through some shit. And the thing about Steve-O, as far as I know, for all the like insanity he didn't really hurt other people. Like he was crazy, but I don't see a string of victims in his past.
I love the story about snorting the AIDS cocaine.
Maybe you have to remind me.
Yeah, I don't know if
Remind
I'm real familiar with that one.
Yeah, there was he was doing drugs with this guy with AIDS, and the guy, I don't remember how it happened exactly, if the guy like pulled a needle out or like coughed blood or aspirate, I don't know. Anyway, there was a bunch of cocaine on the table covered in blood. It was AIDS blood. And Steve-O snorted it all.
But
He just
didn't get
snorted all the
infected,
AIDS
huh?
blood. No, he just snorted all the AIDS blood cocaine.
He's rolling
Man.
the dice.
He could have just gotten more Coke, you know?
Yeah, he probably had money.
I did. It was right there.
Yeah, it's right there covered in blood. You were saying, Filthy, that's not the way to handle it with the hoarders. Now, I do think it is different than like an alcoholic or a drug addict in that, like, if somebody's about to shoot up black tar heroin or they're about to drink a handle of vodka and you're like, nope, got it. Like, they can go out immediately, especially if it's booze, and purchase more, you know? If I clear out 40 years of hoarding, they can't go back to as bad as they were by the next day. It's
Taylor,
impossible.
you are a fairly new streamer. You have surely encountered the Twitch Prime, which is the Amazon Prime
Yeah.
subscription. You can fill a house with Amazon Prime in about 2 minutes if you want to. You just
That-
go
Yeah.
join.
Only if you
I
have
was
money.
gonna
All
talk
These
delivered,
people have
shows
no
up the
money.
next day.